Hello, Rick Team video. Today we're going to take a look at one of the most expensive Pokemon for the Ultra League. We have the Deoxys Defense here in some shared gameplay here, as we see that this Pokemon is going to be one of the strongest monsters you can have as well. It's actually pretty low ranked, I think, on PvPoke, which I didn't really expect too much, but this Pokemon is insanely bulky and there's a lot of play against a ton of Pokemon. Actually, we see here the Tackle version. There's a Bullet Seed on the right side. I think there's swap in between it. I just literally went into the middle of the video somewhere to see if it was Bullet Seed or the Tackle, so I think they just used both of the versions. Really depends on what you want to use. I think as a say swap, Bullet Seed might be better than Tackle just because of the extra energy generation. As a closer, Tackle is definitely better than Bullet Seed. But it really depends on what you want to run here. We see also the Berserker in the back here, which is a very cool sweeper endgame. It's a very unique Pokemon as it's Steel type that will be able to resist most of the moves of Giratina, especially if they run the Ancient Power as well, but they run Shadow Sneak, which I know, like, you can still run Shadow Sneak. I think Ancient Power is a little bit better in the current meta. But we will see here that they can just farm them all the way down. They don't have to shield here. They're going to shield here still because they can now go ahead and go for some moves against the Nidoqueen still. The Nidoqueen has to go for 1 Earth Power to knock you out here. You will be able to get to another move. And I think you still have some energy here on the... Yeah, exactly. You still have a move start on the Deoxys. Interesting to swap immediately. Could have maybe been also detrimental if they throw the charge move, but even resisted and double debuffed counter was enough to counter down the opponent. We see a neutral-ish lead. We see the Crobat in the lead. You're also going to have access to a Rock Slide here. You always want to run Rock Slide in the Ultra League on Deoxys just because there is something called a Talonflame available in this meta. And yeah, here as you can see here, they're going to run the Bullet Seed now. Don't know which one is better, but I'm pretty sure, like, for say swapping, I think Bullet Seed is still better just because of a 1.33 energy per turn more than the Tackle. Well, of course, you don't do as much damage here. You will be able to outspam the opponent, especially in like matchups where you don't really want to be in. As a normal type, you still will be able to do some nice damage with either Body Slam or the Crunch, which is a very good charge move combination. For example, like this one here, you still will be able to get a shield here, and the opponent is now 2 shields down, which is nice. We will see here that the Power Punch coming through, and you're actually going to no-shield this, which is nice. You will be able to shield this one up now, exactly. You will get a lot of energy here, and we will see the Crobat coming back in, which is an interesting play. You can let the move go through here, which will do a ton of damage because it's the Shadow Ball. You're going to go for the Psycho Boost here, which is going to do also... Actually, I thought that Psycho Boost would do more damage. I think Deoxys Defense is actually a little bit stronger in the Great League compared to this league here currently, but that's like my opinion. Of course, you can still use both, but we see a Pangoro in the back. This is funny because Pangoro has access to close combat. It's very lucky actually for you that they went straight for this. I'm not sure if a close combat otherwise would have knocked them out from you. I think it would have, but like this, you will be able to win this game as well. Next opponent, we see also, by the way, the either here range of this player. We will see like nearly 3,200 rating. We see the next opponent coming in now. Deoxys against Cresselia should be fine for you at least. We will be able to go ahead and just I mean, you can take a move. It's actually kind of awkward scenario. You have to kind of swap out here. Yeah, exactly. It's again Tackle version here. They just swap in between Tackle and Bullet Seed. It seems like you will be able to take this Moonblast, and you will see a Talonflame coming in. Here, I guess Tackle is a little bit better because I think you will be actually able to flip the switch if you want here, because you see how low they already are. You could shield this up. If it's a Brave Bird, you will go down. Okay. It's kind of awkward now, but you will be able to get a ton of extra energy, overfarming a perfect amount there. I think you could have actually went for 1 less because this will knock them out anyway, and you had already 100 energy, and then the Incinerate damage went through, but it doesn't really matter, as you will now hardball the Cresselia with your Berserker, but we will see a Swampert coming in, which is not ideal. The thing here is, though, you have a ton of energy, I think, on your Deoxys still, and you will be able to get some shields here and some time off the clock with your Berserker, which is amazing. You will be able to go for some foul plays, and actually you most likely don't even need the Deoxys here anymore. Let's see, they can go for the Hydro Cannon. You can farm them all the way down. You have to go straight for the move, and hopefully you can swap out now before they can get to a charge move, but I think they went for one immediately. Yep, it's going to be a weird one because this will knock you out as your double debuff there, but you will be able to go for some rock sides now. Now it really comes down, is the bulk of the Deoxys superior towards the bulk of the Cresselia, who will be able to win this match? I have actually no idea here, but it looks like that the counter damage together with the Rock Slide might do a little bit more than the opponent's Moonblast, then you will be able to outspeed it to the move. This will knock it out, but I think they were just also barely at a move, so it was definitely a close one there. Good game there. As we go into the next one here, we will see someone at 3,390 rating. This is insane. We see here the opponent having a Cresselia as well. Moonblast coming through. We will be able to go into the Greedent. Now again, it's Bullet Seed. It's kind of just swapping every game, it seems like. That's kind of hilarious. We will see here the Bullet Seed coming through, doing some nice damage. Again, you can maybe even get a shield here because you just do so much damage with your body slam. I still want to build a better Greedent, by the way, for Ultra League. I only have a lucky one right now. I have I think a rank 2 or something that I can build. I think Greedent is such a good Pokemon in the Ultra League, but also I don't really like to play the Ultra League, so I usually don't really invest into it. You're in a horrible scenario here right now because you have to throw some energy, and the energy will basically go to waste here, especially as they're going to get to another move. Kinda awkward there for you, of course. There was no lot that you can do here. We see the Cresselia coming back in. You go for a Rock Slide and you can swap out here. But they're most likely going to have something good against you in the back. I think you're going to try to go up for like 2 Psycho Boosts or something. No, you're going to just try to catch the move there for whatever reason. We will see here the next move coming through going to be the Future Sight, actually. They're running Future Sight, was weird. And we see a Warring coming in. They're going to go for the Icicle Spear. That's amazing for you because it didn't even build up to the Earthquake right now. You can let this move go through. And you can just go ahead and go for some close combats. This close combat will be able to get the first shield. You can overfarm a little bit more. Maybe you should have baited actually because now like you're still going to get farmed down here. They're going to go for another move here. You can shield this move up. You kind of want to keep your Berserker alive. Can you swap out here? I would have actually swapped out, to be fair, into your Deoxys and tried to knock them out with one Rock Slide. But like this, you're still going to have your Deoxys now against them. Maybe it's still enough. Maybe the Shadow Claw damage will come in clutch later on. We will see. We'll see the Rock Slide coming through here again, which is nice for you. You know that they only have 2 nuke moves on the Cresselia, and maybe this is just in range for the Shadow Claw to be enough to farm them all the way down. Let's see here real quick. It is enough, and you will be able to win this game. Very good game there. It's like nearly 3,300 rating area here right now, which is kind of crazy. We will see the next opponent having also Giratina in the lead. Giratina is a little bit awkward for you. You have to swap out immediately, and we see the Bullet Seed version this time again for the Greedent, as you will be able to take the charge move coming in here with the Dragon Claw. And we see some Poison Jab user here, which is going to be the Skuntank. Skuntank is a cool user as well here, XL Skuntank. I have a Shadow Rank 1 XL Skuntank and a Shadow Rank 1 XL Drapion for the Ultra League. Maybe I should also play this again, but we will see the crunch coming through. We can go for some Body Slams here right now. Body Slam going to get them pretty low. One more will knock them out. Let's see if they're going to shield this move up or not. You kind of need to realign, so I think you're going to have to shield up their move now, but I'm not sure. Do you want to? You're not going to. You're going to still swipe it, actually. Greedent is bulkier than I thought, and they're going to go into the Giratina now, which is fine for you because you can just swap yourself as well now into the Berserker, getting into a matchup you really want to be in. But them swapping out here kind of tells me they have another good answer for the what's called Deoxys Defense in the lead there. In the back, most likely something, another Dark type maybe, another Drapion, for example, maybe could be hiding in the back there. We have to see. We will see the full farm down here against the Giratina. You don't have to shield it. We will have a move stored now, and it's going to be incoming the another Dark type Drapion, as expected. I think they swapped out in time just now, by the way. And they did, they caught the move, but they can still get body slammed here, not body slam, close combat here, and you can swap out immediately into your Deoxys. Deoxys now against this one, not shielding the first move is always the way to go here, because they can get the debuff, and they got the debuff there. So I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because they always need 2 crunches to knock you out, but you will get them definitely very low, and you will be able to go for one Psycho Boost here now still. As you're going to have to shield this move up. Yeah, you have to shield this move up. You will be able to go for one Psycho Boost. It's going to come down to the wire. Like, I have no idea who's going to win this. They can go for another charge move here. They are both very low. They're gonna go for the crunch. You kind of have to go into your Berserker. And the time runs out. And you sadly just barely lose here. Just with the timer together going down. Very sad. 1 HP on the opponent. Very good game, though. We will see the Ninetales against us now. Ninetales is okayish for the lead, actually pretty decent, because you have the Rock Slide. You can go straight for the Rock Slide, to be fair, but you're not going to do this. You, I think you gave the opponent like 1 more turn extra, but it's fine. We will see here them going for one Weather Ball going to do some nice damage, but again, Rock Slide is super effective, so you have a pretty decent weapon here against the opponent. You can just go for Psycho Boost now at this point of time, but they're gonna go for another move. And you let this move go through, and I think you go into the Berserker now, trying to just farm them all the way down and get an advantage here. This is the cool thing about Berserker. You can just go for one close combat if there's something that you can close combat, and this is something you can close combat, but not this Giratina they just swapped into. Oopsie, you can at least now farm all the way up and go into your Greedent, which is now a tackle version of Greedent. Amazing stuff here. You'll see the Dragon Claw coming through. You can go for one crunch here. This crunch will crunch them down, as Greedent will be able to go ahead and take this move pretty easily here. Dragon Claw comes through as we see the opponent still having a shield disadvantage. We see the Cobalion coming in. Crunch, I mean, you can get the debuff here, which I guess is what you're trying to get for. You're actually going to let this move go through, which is something that I didn't expect, but you have to go for 2 close combats here anyway, and you will be able to get there, which is nice. I don't know if this actually knocked them out though. Like, Cobalion is pretty bulky, this is not stab, and it doesn't knock them out, but it will put them into a range where you can just keep the shield, go ahead and go into your Greedent and just tackle them down, and still coming down to the wire, but you will be able to now shield up all the moves from the Giratina. But again, I think shielding up the Sacred Sword before would have been a little bit more easier and made this game a little bit more easier, but I think you still... Nope, you're not going to be fine, you're going to lose because of this. Kinda sad, the opponent had more energy than I thought, but yeah, again... very interesting decision to no-shield the opponent's move there. Didn't expect this one there. We see the Warren coming in. Warren will not like those rock slides here. This is a very positive matchup for you. And as they are staying in, this is a little bit of a weird play of the opponent. You can just take all the Icicle Spears, like you can just farm them all the way down at this point of time, to be fair. You will get hit by 2 more in total. Oh, or they go for an Earthquake. This is also fine for you, as we see a Trevenant coming in. You can go for 1 Cycle Boost, fine, and you just swap out immediately. This is not a bad matchup for your backline, as we see a Talonflame coming in, which is more of a bad matchup for your backline. So you will be able to go for some Body Slam spam here. This is still something that's manageable. You can just let this move go through. It's going to be a Flame Charge anyway. And you can go ahead and go for 3 more. Exactly perfect timing by this player. Again, like if you're in this writing, like usually they know what they're doing. You will be able to shield this move up, I would say. Yeah, exactly, you have too much energy. You just go for 1 and then throw. Amazing here. And most likely you could go for 3 more and then throw, but you can just also go for just 1 and just spam them all the way down. This 1 will knock them out, and we will see the crunch coming through now, which would knock out the... would it knock out the opponent? I think it would have. Yeah, most likely would at this range. We will see the Seed Bomb coming through. It doesn't really matter to you. You can just go ahead. You go into the Deoxys, it's also fine. Just catching the move, basically. And now you're going to go into your Berserker, trying to farm them all the way down just with the fast moves alone. I don't think you have to throw anymore, do you? Oh, no, I think you actually just get barely to it before, barely to get to 2 moves here. They're most likely going to bait you here, to be fair, but you don't really want to risk it. Exactly, it's going to be the Shadow Ball now, as this one will be a Seed Bomb only. So yeah, if they went for the other way around, they might have still had a chance of winning this. But like this, there was nothing they can do. Next opponent, we see a Warren in the lead, and we see a Tapu Fini swap in. For Tapu Fini as well, the Bullet Seed version of the Greedent is very, very cool. Greedent going to be able to go for some hefty Body Slams here. Body Slam will be able to get the... opponent really low already. You will shield up the Seraph, could have been of course in the Moonless, so a shield was understandable. I mostly would have done the same, as you will be getting a lot of value out of this little squirrel here. This one will gonna go for 1 Body Slam here, will get the shield, and we will see here them going for another charge move, going to be the Moonblast now. You still survive it though, and you can go up to 2 moves, which you didn't do here. You're just gonna go for 1 here and knock them out, which is fine. We see the Warring coming in, they can farm you down now. This Body Slam still going to hurt them though, and you can align your Deoxys against them, as Deoxys has counter as a fast move. Just does a ton of damage here, as we see a Deoxys coming in again as well. I was like actually for a split second confused why there were 2 Deoxys on the screen, but don't mind me. We will be able to see them going for some foul plays here. They will hit both of them, so... the Deoxys is going to go and have to shield this move up here. This should be a pretty easy win for you in the end game here, as this one will go very low that you can just farm them down with your own one. The Warren will not be the biggest issue either, especially if you already kind of lowered them down, and you can just go ahead and go for some rock slides later on. So this should be a pretty simple game, as we see the Warren coming in. They're just spamming the life away, going to for 1 more Icicle Spear. You can go for 1 rock slide here. This will get them very low enough, mostly low enough to farm them all the way down. But maybe they still have a chance here though. Do they have a chance here still? We will see them farming down, and now you can just go for one charge move, win this final game. And thanks for sending in those builds, especially on those high elo. It's very nice to see. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I see you in the next one. And leave a like. So bye bye.